Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Midnight Coffee with Faisal. And tonight is the season finale for our for our season one. And we're going to have a very interesting discussion about learning and development. For those who are viewing us live, please shout out in the box as to where you are viewing us from. Yeah. And for those who are viewing this first time, for those who are viewing us first time, my name is Faisal. Yeah. I am a AIMSMET principal consultant and industry advisor. And tonight live stream is being brought to you by AIMSMET Global. Yeah. AIMSMET Global group of companies where AIMSMET Executive Education is forms part of the group. Yeah. And for I hope it's not too late, and I know some of you are still celebrating. I would like to take this opportunity to wish everyone out there who are celebrating Christmas today have a blessed Christmas and a happy New Year. So, what we're going to talk about tonight is about learning and development. Yeah, we're going to talk about learning and development. So let's work on the. I know it's a white Christmas for those who are viewing this in the northern hemisphere. You are experiencing snow now, and for those who are in the southern hemisphere, you will have to wait for July or June, July for you to have the snow. Yeah. Okay, this is how the condition is like outside was taken early this morning. Yeah, I hope just sharing with you as to how it looks like in the morning. It's quite a heavy rain, a heavy downpour this morning, and the temperature out there was minus 20 apparently. Yeah, it's very heavy snow that's coming down, and I'm glad that I'm inside the studio, and you can see out there through my window, snow is still pouring, and there are a lot of people are celebrating White Christmas this year. Okay, what we're going to talk about is about learning and development. Yeah, learning and development. As I've posted in the text, yeah, about a brief as to excuse me, as I posted in the text on the learning and development and why organizations are having difficulties, yeah, in coming out with the training program is that I've been approached. Yeah, we at AIMSMET have been approached by companies or clients, potential client, asking us to do conduct training, and we sometimes not to say that we don't believe in training. We believe in training, but training alone will not help organization. So let's see, yeah, when we talk about L&D. So this is how learning and development works. Yeah, this is how learning and development works in any organization. So when you talk about training, yeah, 30, only 10% of learning, yeah, the 10% of learning occurs through classroom and seminar or courses or face-to-face training sessions. Yeah, and 20% of learning occurs through self-learning, because when you talk about self-learning, people are very focused on what they want to learn about and the areas that they want to improve themselves. And also, yeah, 20% through informal or social learning, where you learn from each other in a team. You learn together with your team members or even your colleagues at workplace or people outside your organization, where you talk about informal learning, sharing experiences, and maybe sharing some problems and potential solutions. Also included in the social learning is coaching and mentoring. This is where sometimes people ask us, do we provide coaching and mentoring? And I say, yeah, we do provide coaching and mentoring, especially executive coaching. because coaching and mentoring differs is that coaching is asking the participant or the individual, or we call it coaching, yeah, more towards the self discovery, discovering about self, looking at what are the gaps in the self leadership or something like that. Yeah, so coaching is more towards self discovering, self discovery. While mentoring, yeah, mentoring is about exchanging or transferring the wisdom, yeah, the wisdom of the particular person to to the mentee, they call it the mentee or the individual. So that is what mentoring is all about. So when client ask us about training program, we always go back to them and said, it's not that we don't want to do training, but we would rather look at the whole development program. Because at the end of the day, 70% of learning, yeah, 70% of learning occurs in the workplace. That means on job experience. How do you go about getting the learning through the job experience? One is as a boss, yeah, as a boss, you give your staff, yeah, your employees, challenging assignments, something that is outside their comfort zone, yeah, or sometimes through job rotation by putting them in another place where they are to serve or function in that particular areas. Or the other way is job enrichment. Job rotation means you're putting a person the other place, but job enrichment is to widening up the job scope, or most of the people call today the job description. Yeah, so job description is actually sometimes yeah, can be a what you call that, evil good, yeah. Job description can be an evil good, where I said why I say evil good is that good in the sense that it is very focused, and it helps the employees to clear the expectation as to what are their roles, their responsibilities, their terms and conditions, and all those things. So it is good that it provides the employee with a focus, but sometimes it becomes a constraint. Yeah, it becomes a constraint where the minute you want to get the staff to do something that is outside their job description, there will always be issues in terms of why should I do this, this is not my job, and all those things. And at the end of the day, in some organization that highly unionized, you bring in the union rep and all those things, talking about why you asking this staff to do all these things. So at the end of the day, job enrichment will work when both party, the boss and also the staff, or the employee and the employer, willing to take up new assignments that is beyond their comfort zone or beyond their job description. The other part would be projects. Yeah, involve yourself. I mean, by involving people, your staff or your employees in various projects, will give you will enable your staff to learn not only through job experience, but also the knowledge. And as projects are usually a very tight deadline, so they have to be a very steep learning, and individual will have to learn very 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 fast, yeah, for them to acquire whatever knowledge or skills that they need to have in delivering the projects. So most of the time, we at AIMSMET, when we go to clients, when they ask us for a training program, sometimes we get people asking us to do a presentation training, training for presentation. The next question that we always ask is that, okay, fine, they will go through a 3 days training series or training workshop or training seminar, and then what do you do with them? Yeah, what do you do with them? I've seen clients, and I've spoken to many participants, is that the lead time after training is that they go for a presentation skill training, and then the next time they are able to present is maybe when they are promoted, or maybe 3 years from the date of training. At that time, the knowledge that they have acquired has become obsolete, because over a period of 3 years, as you know, yeah, as you know that over a period of 3 years, technology changed very fast. I remember those days in the 70s, in the 80s, we used OHP, overhead projector, overhead projector with all those slides that we have to write and all those things to do it. And then we start projecting one after another. And then we have this thing called software nowadays, like PowerPoint, Prezi, Keynote, or whatever the application that you have, and then you just do it on your laptop and then hook it up to a projector and then just project it to the screen. So the technology has changed so much that whatever that you have learned in the training workshop that occurs maybe 5 years ago may be obsolete. The knowledge may be obsolete. Yeah. So what we are saying here is that when you want to talk about why training does not have an impact, why training does not have impact, is that in certain organization is that the L&D or the HR are too focused on training itself rather than the overall development program. So we at AIMSMET, we focus on both academic and non-academic development program. So when we go to client, we always go with a development program rather than just a training, because in the development program we will phase it into a series of face-to-face sessions, or today nowadays because of the pandemic we're having online sessions, so we are doing it online sessions. But at the end of the day, we make sure that whatever learning is anchored to their organization's aspiration. Meaning to say that if we are doing the project management development program, we are not just teaching them about the project management tools and technique, but we go into leading the project itself. That means we go into the development of self leadership, team leadership. How do you manage team? And then at the end of the day, it's a business acumen, because project managers must have every project manager must know about business acumen. We call it. We talk about balance sheet. We talk about cash flow statement. We talk about performance management. We talk about financial management. We talk about internal rate of return, IRR. We talk about ROI. We talk about payback period. What are the advantages and disadvantages? If the project is over a 5-year period, you cannot just simply use an ROI just to calculate the payback, because ROI does not take into consideration of time value for money. So that's where project managers must know when to use ROI, when to use IRR, yeah, in appraising their project. So what we do is that it AIMSMET, we customize the learning. Yeah, we customize the learning so that all the training classes or seminars that they have gone through, it goes into the 20%, because we provide uh, face-to-face coaching. We provide one-to-one coaching. We also provide group coaching, yeah, to further enhance their learning. And they have to learn from team members and cross team members as well, cross projects team. So meaning to say that the learning is occurring in a holistic manner, and then they work on projects that is relevant to the organization. So most of the participants that goes through learning and development program or learning program for AIMSMET will have to select a project that has an impact to the organization. That means they have to present their project concept. They have to present their concept feasibility studies to the senior management of the organization. Because if you don't present it to the senior management for the go ahead, go no go, then whatever that you are doing will not be seen as an impact to the organization. Yeah. So this is why organization, in terms of training, why organization, the training program in organization, I wouldn't say fail. I would rather use the word less successful. Why organization training plan are less successful? Because number one, they are based on TNA, training needs analysis, which sometimes it takes months or maybe years to develop, and then at the end of the day, you get your TNA that is already obsolete. Yeah, your TNA result can be maybe a year, yeah, or 8 months. So by that time, the training needs now change, because the world is moving very very fast. So and then you come out with the training and just purely training without anchoring it to the whole individual personal development plan. So our suggestion to most of the clients, our suggestion to most of our clients in many companies, whether it's a GOC, GLC, or MNCs, we would say that, okay, what do you have in mind with these people? What, on what basis? That means we do what we call a pre-program selection. We talk about those who wants to be in the program, because we don't want people to enjoy the bandwagon. You will have people who are just enjoying the ride, and not contributing towards the neither the self development their self, nor contributing to the company. So we have what we call a pre-program assessment. So I would suggest organization, if you want to do any training or any programs, a plan, training plan, always remember that have a comprehensive development program, and look at their individual learning and see where are these people occupying, or what are the gaps in individual, and then start allocating them into the necessary program rather than just a pure training. Because if you just do a training, a 3-day training, and you're not going to apply whatever that you learn over the next 2 months or 3 months, whatever knowledge that you have gathered will just disappear, or just goes down the drain, and it's just an investment. And I know, I mean, let's be honest about it, because sometimes some companies, they just do the training because for the sake of HRDF. That means since the company is contributing to the HRDF, and coming up to the year end, yeah, coming up to the year end is where we get a lot of requests for training. They just want to claim back whatever money that they have contributed. I'm not saying they are wrong, but doing it for the sake of claiming the money from HRDF is not the way out. So organization must have a proper training plan, yeah, anchor it within the whole succession planning, yeah, anchor it to the succession planning, look at the individual, assess the individual before you put into their program. Make sure that they are keen, they are really want that program, they are really interested in developing themselves, then they will go through successfully, and design the program that consists not only the 10% of formal learning, which is in class learning and all those things, but include the plan, yeah, their program, to have a social learning. Find ways and means to include coaching, mentoring, or cross-platform learning and all those things, yeah. And then make sure they are given projects, yeah, because you may not be able to change their job scope, or may not be able to do job rotation or job enrichment at this point of time. But during the training, make sure that they are grouped together, be involved in real life projects that have an impact on the organization, yeah. And on that note, that is why we at AIMSMET, we have come out with what we call AGES, yeah, AIMSMET Global Education System. So what we do is that we look at not only the academic program, as I said earlier, but also the industry-based program, where we work with partner universities. And we when we go to clients, we always go into their corporate talent development program, and we look at whatever their programs, and we work with our partner university, recognizing their RPLs. That means recognition of prior learning, whatever the learning that they have gone through, the positions, their experiences. We request for a CV or dossier of each individual, and we are able, from that program, able to map out as to whether we can confer just a certificate, or just a skill diploma, or executive diploma, or executive masters, and or go through the professional doctorate, because some of the C-suite are so experienced that they can go straight and do the professional doctorate. Yeah. So what I'm saying here is that AGES, developed by AIMSMET Global, or call it AIMSMET Global Education System, is to provide learning, learning and development for everyone. That means in the academic world where entry requirements and all those things are the uh, most important and critical thing, but in industry-based program is your work experience. Work experience is the one that matters most. So that is a little bit on a ages. And with me tonight, I have a very dear friend of mine, good friend of mine, a very experienced educators, or we call, I think he's a edupreneur. So he's a man who is very experienced in the world of education, learning and development. And he was kind to join me tonight. And he has recently launched his book, a bestseller, I think. It's available everywhere, and thank you very much for my copy, which Dato Yo has has kind enough to autograph the book to me, for me, and with all those nice words. And what we'll do is that I will bring him on board for discussion on learning and development. Yeah. So let me bring on board. Hello, Dato. How are you?
Hello, Dr. Faisal. Hello.
Thank you. How's your book sales nowadays, Dato?
Well, I think it's ongoing. All
It's
right.
ongoing.
With the
Anyway,
good support of
congratulations.
many Malaysians. Yeah.
Congratulations on your on your recent, launch of the book, Dato.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
happy, and thank you for being with us. Although it's Christmas, and you are what you call that, able to allocate some time, especially now it's quite almost 2:25 in the morning, Sunday morning, to be with us tonight. So Datuk, maybe uh, what we'll do is that we'll take some messages first before you go into yourself. Yeah, we say that here. Wai Ming here says that hello, Dr. Faisal, a nice backdrop. Thank you, Wai Ming. Wai Ming is a regular here, and I also see Anita also here. Yeah, graduated in the 2019 class of 2019. And Alex is also here. Good morning, Dr. Faisal. Hi, Alex. Thank you for being with us. Yeah. So, Dato, maybe you would like to introduce to the viewers. We see that there's 9 people viewing us, and I think the numbers will be picking up later. Usually, we'll start with 9, and then it goes up to 20, 25. So, maybe you would like to introduce yourself as to who you are, and why you are passionate about education and learning and development. Please,
Thank
Dato.
you. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Faisal. Yeah. First of all, I think for the viewers out there, as wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I must thank Dr. Faisal for passionately doing this midnight coffee show relentlessly, and the passion that he has been sharing, I guess, is very enlightening and awakening to a lot of people. Uh, uh, as what Dr. Faisal has said, my passion has always been looking at ways how we could actually provide education to the many people who need it. Now, education to me is not the way that many people look at it, as being just academically inclined, or, or going to a college, to a universities, and gain your academic diplomas, academic degrees, academic masters, or even an academic doctorate. I guess when I formed AIMSMET Global with a number of colleagues, including Dr. Faisal, and I think some of them tonight are here, Alex Hu and the rest, the whole idea of AIMSMET Global is meeting the aims of educating uh, the many that who otherwise would not have thought of continuing their education, uh, whether by getting more skill sets or by getting more academic reviews on themselves, Because they have work, or as what Dr. Faisal said, they have started working, perhaps after leaving school, secondary school, or even after completing a diploma in whether it's an academic institution or a skill college or a skilled provider, like what is happening in many parts of the world. So I think that we love to recognize what many people are unable to recognize. In other words, if we look at just school children after primary school and secondary school as what the education system is about, and then they need to go to college to do a 3 years diploma and 4 years for a degree or 5 years for a medical degree and so on. That's the normal traditional pathway that many of us, where the so-called blue-eye academicians or the policymakers of universities look at it. Yeah. However, not many people will want to look at the unconventional way, which Dr. Faisal and the rest of us are looking at. How do you actually provide the same kind of opportunity, if not more, to people who are perhaps 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, but they cannot go back into the same classroom or lecture rooms with a school leaver or a young graduate, but they would still want to gain knowledge and skill sets. And that's what uh, AIMSMET Global is about. It's about providing that opportunities, and we have been successful in doing that for the last 5 years. We have seen people from different walks of life, uh, different professions, who come back to school. All right, but the way we conduct it is not the same way that you need to go into the classroom, but it can be done differently at your workplace, as what Dr. Faisal was saying, without having to leave your job. Yeah. At the same time, the method or assessment that we have done for our, for example, our executive MBA people is totally different from just focusing on examinations,
Mm-hmm.
focusing on root study, but we give everybody the opportunities to network, to give their ideas, and then they formalize this into assessments and assignments that are able to share their views, and formally they complete a project paper,
Mm-hmm.
and hence we recognize them as being equivalent to a master holder, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And that's level 7, as what we are saying. And hence, if you were to ask, a lot of people ask me when they wanted to come into this program that we are doing, what is it different from an MBA, of an academic MBA where you do 1.5 years, going through semester 1, semester 2, semester 3? I say there's a lot of difference. Yeah, certain things that just focus on what we mean knowledge, but not so much on application. But here we focus on use knowledge as well as application, and at the same time assimilating what you yourself have learned from your years of experience
Mm-hmm.
and put that into formally, all right, into the class that you are with. Yeah. And I think that works very well. And we have graduated about, I think at this moment, about 80 to 90 of them over a couple of
Yes.
years. And we still have a number of students online,
Yeah.
still in the pipeline that will be
Yes.
completing this. And two of our students have proceeded then to the doctorate level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Wombram College Island. And I was told that another 10 to 15 from this year are going to follow the doctorate level. And when I say that, when I tell people that they need to proceed to a doctorate level, doesn't mean that someone has a doctorate is better than someone who do not have a doctorate. Don't get us wrong.
Yes.
However, what we are trying to say, if you want to continue your lifelong and learning development, And if you want to be putting those knowledge formally, so that you do not see yourself less knowledgeable or less skill set than someone who holds a doctorate from any parts of the world, this is an opportunity for you to be equivalent,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to be the same. And at this, and over the 3 years or 4 years that you continue your doctorate study, whether it's in Europe or other parts of the world, eventually you find out that the process of learning that you have gone through is exactly the same with a conventional doctorate people who are doing in a so-called traditional university.
I see.
And I think this is what we are trying to do, Dr. Faisal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to say that when I wrote the book and when I authored the book, I was also sharing the same thing, that lifelong learning development is not just about going to 3 years in universities, completing your degrees of 4 years, and then continue with your masters, and then continue your doctorate. It is about you are able to reflect in life,
Mm-hmm.
contribute with the knowledge that you have at that moment of time. For example, for those who have finished your MBA, i.e. MBA, you are able to look at managing organization to greatness. You're able to look at emergent trends and so on, what you have learned. But as what Dr. Faisal said just now, that 1 year down the road or 6 months down the road, what you have learned could be irrelevant.
Yeah.
That is why we ask you to proceed to continue to do your doctorate level, because then you are exposed to a number of things that otherwise you go back to the normal way of just working, start your job, start a business, get very busy, making a lot of money. But you've forgotten that knowledge is important.
Yeah.
But if you can do it formally through a system that is created that match your life, why not?
Yeah.
Rather than you go through the hard way, and not many of us can be like the late uh, Lobun Siu, for example, in Malaysia,
Mm-hmm.
or the Robert Kwok that is now in Hong Kong, for example. Not many of us, because the world entirely have changed. And hence, if we have the opportunity, why not? Yeah, so if we had whether we are 50 years old or 60 years old and 70 years old, it makes us contribute better to society. And that's what AIMSMET Global is trying to do. All right. But again, I like to reiterate that we are not saying that universities in the world are not doing correctly. Yeah. But because of the system that they has inherit, and if they look at certain entry requirements that is already carved in stone, it is impossible for them to say we create another pathway for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And therefore you can still go through a master's in this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is created this way. Hence, AIMSMET, and perhaps there are many other institutions in the world like us,
Mm-hmm.
and we are not the only one. All right, but in Malaysia, we are proud that we are one of them that has been continuous in doing this,
Yeah.
and we aim to continue to do this for many years to come. Yeah, and I think it is timely. The pandemic has taught us a lot of things,
Yeah. Yeah. Very
and
true.
it's timely that everybody can contribute towards this lifelong learning development. We call it the L&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Faisal, thank you, and back to you.
Okay, thank you, Dato, for the great insight, yeah, on the education, the various approaches to the education. But what puzzled me is that the I'm not going into the politics of it, but I think the whole world is changing. Even in UK, you have a separate pathway for the blue collar and the white collar career individuals. You know, that means a blue collar worker can earn an equivalent, if not more, than the white collar employee. Yeah, and I think Finland. I think in your book you have talked about the Finnish education system. Yeah, and we are still stuck with the brick and mortar, this minimum requirements, the credit, all those very structured and all those things. I think uh, I know AIMSMET is a game changer. Yeah, AIMSMET is game changer under your leadership, Dato. You are doing a game changer for the past so many years. It's not easy trying to push this sort of system into the society that we are in. It's just like, I mean, when I first met you on this approach, he said, Dato, I said that, Dato, I think we are trying to put a round plug in a square hole.
Yeah, yeah. I think anything that like you say is a game changer. Anything that when you want to break the norm,
Yeah,
or anything that when you want to do the extraordinary and making it possible from the impossible,
yeah,
often will face such hurdles.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
But you prevail, Dato. I need that's why I take my hats off to you. You prevail where we are able to capture quite a number of interested parties, yeah. And we work with foreign universities, because I think in Malaysia, most of the universities are still following the framework, yeah, that is governed by MQA and all those things. But when we go abroad, we talk about the UK, we talk about the France. I think now we have a partner in France, right?
yeah.
That is able to transfer, doing the credit transfer and all this. So the individuals can pursue a European qualification, yeah, European qualification, because the credit computation and all those things is following the UK system. And I believe when they look at our program that is provided by AIMSMET and all those things, they are more than happy to do the credit transfer, because the credit unit match, yeah, not only in UK but also in the European communities, yeah. But this is what we are saying here, Dato. Um, it's there are a lot of individuals who have already, I mean, I wouldn't say old, but already a very experienced individual. You don't expect them to go back to university to do study full time and all those things, or even part time program following the structured program, because they have all those experiences. I think this is where the learning, the continuous learning or lifelong learning provided by AIMSMET Global has provided a lot of avenues to people. And there are some, I know some that has graduated recently with a dual award, right? Dual award, which I will show in the following week, next year, next week, yeah. But in this week, I have some a video from our previous or the 2019 class of 2019, before the pandemic hits us, and then we have a graduation and all those things. And they are more than happy to share with us their opinion about the lifelong learning provided by AIMSMET, yeah. Dato', if I may just show you some video, yeah, and then later we'll take it from there. And this is somebody, I think that a lot of majority of us are familiar. Di Tandur, Datuk Malik, I think, yeah, Datuk Malik, who is a Di Tandur owner. Let's hear what he has got to say. Yeah.
My name is Abdul Malik Abdullah. I'm the founder of the Tandoor Food Industries, an international chain of restaurants operating in 5 countries now. I would like to share my experience on this journey in the pursuit of my International Executive MBA at AIMSMET. It has been a wonderful experience to share and learn so many new things because I've been an industry player for 37 years and I don't have any formal education. AIMSMET has given me the opportunity to go and study in Oxford, University of Oxford in UK, and meet up with so many wonderful lecturers. And I have learned from all these lecturers so many new things which I never knew, which I can actually implement on my day-to-day operations and make me a more successful person, operate more professionally. And this knowledge is so invaluable. It has been a joyful journey for the last 1 year. Thanks once again to AIMSMET.
So you see, Datuk, there's Datuk Malik, yeah. I think our good friend, who, I mean, he was very honest enough. He said that, you know, he doesn't have the opportunity to go through the whole thing, and then now at that point of time he was in Oxford, you know, doing two modules there, and with some others, yeah, doing his MBA, and he graduated in 2019, the class of 2019. Yeah, and that's one of an example. In fact, another individual, Dating Winnie Lu also share her opinion about the program itself, how she go through the continuous learning. Maybe I'll just show the Datin Winnie video, and then after that we can have a quick discussion on that. Ada tak?
Sure.
Sure. All right.
Hi, I'm Tati Minilu from Cut Above. I'm here at the AIMSMET program and a finishing student, which I am very excited about this program. It really brought me to a whole different level because as I came here without expectations, knowing that one day I will graduate, no matter how, but with the guidance of the lecturers here, and especially Professor Dr. Faisal, the guidance has really enhanced my ability to even prove that I can do better. So his affirmation of me getting to this level is very encouraging, and I am glad that I went through this journey. It's really very enriching. This program have really helped me, apart from just being a hairdresser, entrepreneur, and now I can boldly one day say I will be an MBA graduate. And I would really like to encourage whoever the entrepreneurs are out there thinking that you cannot do it. I would say yes, you can. It's a matter of commitment, committing the time. If I can, in all situations, being a very busy entrepreneur myself, I make time, and I would say this program will suit many of you out there. This is just a matter of committing yourself, and really I am so glad I am involved in this program. AIMSMET has really made my aims met, and for all that I thank everyone involved here to give me this opportunity to be able to realize my dream. My wish list came true. Thank you.
All right, though. So that's the Datuk Malik and Datin Winnie. I think these are the senior, super senior, what you call that, graduates that we had during our 2019. In fact, this is where we talk about continuous learning, and Datuk Malik did mention about there are certain things that they was discussed in Oxford by the professors, that they said, this is something new that I can do, you know, in my workplace. And that Winnie also mentioned that there are certain things that she pick up from the session that we have. Is it because the way the delivery or the design of the program that motivates not only people but also find that there is more application rather than just theory or something like that?
Yeah, I think when we look at what we have been doing, now if you compare to someone who goes to a full-time doing an MBA program, when we talk about master level, as you know, it is more of about application and is higher understanding of the cognitive thinking and so on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but when we conduct our executive MBA to these people, if I look at the last cohort, which just graduated recently with a dual award from Warnbro College, Ireland, because of the pandemic, although they could not actually be in the class to network with one another, but the classes that are conducted via online, as you done 2 modules, I did 1 module, Kingsley did modules, and we have Dr. Rizani and the rest of them. But you can see that the chat room that we created, and they take it seriously. Prior 3 days before the class started. And when we gave them group work for them to complete that assignment, they carried to 3 to 4 days, some of them 5 days, depending on the lecturer and the coach. And we are all in the chat group, as you know.
Yeah.
And every one of them make time to have video calls to ensure that they participate. I think that participation, although it's virtually, and as you know, when this group graduated just about last month, it's for the first time they met each other physically.
Yeah.
But the impact, you were the master of ceremony, and that. But the impact that we have created is really an impact.
Yeah.
Which we need to do a case study on that actually. And you can do a doctorate study on that. Why did these people from a doctor, one of them is a medical doctor, some are nurses, some are educationists, some are entrepreneurs, and so on. Why did it impact them that they would like to complete their assignment, and they push themselves towards completing their project paper to graduate? I don't think it's about that paper. It's not about that paper, that certification. But I think it's because we have designed it in a way that the assignments that are thrown to them makes them think and able to use the relevant experience that they have. And even if they don't, they are able to learn it from the peer group. And that's important. And of course, the networking among them, although as I said, virtually done, benefits them. And I can see some of them, especially when we do the colloquium, when they are so serious in trying to get their project paper done.
Yes. Yeah,
The
true.
first set of the PowerPoint was obsolete. You know how many times we have to change them. But the end product, the end product of the 10,000 words or the 15,000 words, that we wanted them to follow a formality of chapter 1 to chapter 5, as we said. It's just a formality.
Yeah.
But they are able to put the different kinds of their concept paper or their ideas, so that someone who reads about it understand. But actually, like what you say, Dr. Malik Tanduri, I remembered he met me some days ago, and he said, I like to thank AIMSMET, because he's now an adjunct professor of a public university in Malaysia. And one of the reasons that he was appointed to be adjunct professor, because of course he wants to share his knowledge in the industrial level.
Yes.
And to appoint him as an adjunct professor, because he had an MBA, he had a master's. And then he was training PhD holders, academic doctorate holders in that public university over a weekend, like what we were doing.
I see.
And on food and beverage. Because he started his Ditandu. But why are these PhD people, masters holders, and all in this area learning from a person who they appointed as adjunct professor? It's because they see the relevance of real experience, and AIMSMET Global through IEMB had put him to be able to articulate his knowledge to these people who obviously are blue-eye academicians.
Okay.
But for them to accept what Datuk Malik said, it does have substance. And he is able to articulate this way. He said to me himself, otherwise he is just an entrepreneur, a businessman who runs his shop, who will tell his workers what to do like this and ensure that the food is well cooked. But now he is sharing his knowledge on how to be better in the operations of the Tandu, for example, how his business model works. And the university people are now learning from him. And I see this is what is happening. And of course, public universities and many universities has been doing this. So they appoint adjunct professors to come and share their knowledge. But that has not been done in the real sense. Some are doing it for the sake of doing.
I see.
So they put 100 students, 200 students in the lecture hall and get somebody like you and I or someone, and then we can give a speech for 2 hours, and that's it. But that's for the sake of doing, So we expose you to the experts. But the public universities now are learning from somebody like him. And I believe There are many other people like Datin Winnie Lu who can talk about saloon management and so on and so on.
Yes.
I think that's the differentiation that we are doing, not because you and I are good tutors or coach, but we are just ordinary people.
Yeah.
But we put extraordinary effort into an extraordinary design of the program to ensure that every one of this person who graduated really do not throw away the piece of paper and come back to us and say, we are not learning anything, Yeah, but they do say that. And
Yeah.
I'm happy that they wanted to go for that dual award.
Yes.
And I'm happy, like what you mentioned, that for European institution to recognize entirely the credit hours of what they have done,
Mhm.
the project paper they have done in Malaysia is not something that easy.
Yeah.
They are more concerned about quality in the form of what it is about. They are not going to make us happy just by saying, yeah, okay. But they are more particular and then allowing them to go into the academic doctorate, although the Europeans have uh, has converted the academic doctorates into project based as
Yes.
well in like you say professional based and so on, but essentially it still come back to the academic doctorate that you need to do a 40,000 words chapter 1 to chapter 5, the literature review, the research methodology, the findings and conclusions.
Yes.
That's still stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that, but what at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is we have break the norm, Dr. Faisal. And I think for those of you who are listening, if you are our students or our graduates, for those of you, we have break the norm. Something that not many people in Malaysia or not many public universities want to see that as relevance.
Yeah.
But as long as we can touch 100 lives is better than trying to believe that you can change 1 million or 7 million people in the world.
Yeah. Very
Right?
true.
And that's my belief. Thank you.
Thank you, Thank you, Dato. Let's look at some of the comments that is coming in. Yeah, Dato. I will see her that Alex saying that good morning, Prof. Dato, and Merry Christmas to you. A Merry Christmas to Alex as well, and Happy Holidays and a New Year to you. Yes, same to you, Alex. And then we have Carmen. Yeah, Carmen who's saying that good morning, Dr. Fazal and Dato. Dr. Jails. Happy Boxing Day, I think. Yeah, happy Boxing Day. And I think she corrected there. Okay. Good morning and happy Boxing Day, Dr. Faisal and Dr. Jess. Okay. That's the comment that came in. Some of them are from for our graduates. But one thing is that in the program, I actually I get to interview spoke to few who graduated the program, and when they started, I think because our requirement is that good command of English, right? I think you AIMSMET has also proven that yes, although English is important, but the knowledge of language can be universal. Yeah, can be universal. So this is where I think that's one lady, Sharon's. I think I managed to request her to give some opinion, and I remember the first day in class, she was very shy because she said that her English is no good, and then she's not able to speak in English very well because she's a she's a Mandarin based learner. Yeah, but I think she and Sim Yi, they go through a lot of extraordinary actions, as I was saying, to translate all the materials from English to Mandarin, and then later from Mandarin to English, and then manage to submit the full paper, project paper, and appear live interview. Appear live interview, and she's speaking in English. But of course, because she is not, fully. I mean, as I said, she has the issues with her English. But what I'm impressed is the conviction that she put in during her study, and also to appear on the interview. She is willing to take that, and she really earned my respect. If I may share, Dato, this is what Sharon's got to say for the program.
Hi, I'm Sharon Sim here. Today is very happy and I can graduate in this coming December. I'm very happy that I can study in this IEMBA course. Is this course bring me to updating and upgrade my skill and in my business. So I will introduce to somebody that needs of this course. It's a very nice and great course to everybody. So hope everybody can enjoy it. I'm very enjoying it for this course. So I'm very appreciate and thank you very much for all my esteemed professional and lecturer. Thank you. Bye.
So this is where she's. I mean, that's why I say I really mean hats off to her, because I remember the first day in class she was very timid and she doesn't want to speak in English and then very shy and all those things. But the program somehow or other managed to break her, and also with the support from the classmate Simi, Alex, Datin, Winnie, Anna, Diana, and all those things are encouraging her to speak up and all those things. And at the end of the day, that's why she, as I said, I asked her whether is she okay to do the interview in English. Hey, is it okay? Because I will do it. I will do it in English. That's where she really earned my respects on that part. So what I'll do is that I have a few other individuals that have given their opinion, and I will just run through a few of those videos, and then maybe we'll do a closure after that. Is that alright, Dato'? Okay.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Norazmin binti Daud. I am International Executive MBA student. I'll be graduating this coming December 2019, and it's been a very challenge year for me for the past 1 year that I'm doing my MBA. I've learned a lot and gained a lot of knowledge from this course that changed my life with my routine, what I have been practiced in my life and in my work that I do it. I learn a lot from all the courses, the papers. So I'll be grateful for to finish this paper, and I'll like to thank you so much to all my lecturers and my classmates and to the university. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Carmen, and I'm one of the students in under the programs of IEMBA, and I'm happy that I have recruited myself for this program. In these programs, I have learned a lot academically to support what I have doing in my business. Personally, I'm actually in the optical line and in a mobile optical line. So what I've learned in this program, it basically confirm uh, what I'm doing actually in the workplace. I'm happy and I feel grateful that and I really encourage all of you to actually come, recruit yourself, get yourself equipped, and I like to thank my colleagues, my classmates, my lecturers, particularly Dr. Faisal, Kingsley, and many others that actually have enriched myself with more knowledge in my many, many years to come. See you.
Hi, I'm Anita Nesamala Daniel. I started with AIMSMET on January 12th with the International Executive MBA program. The class indeed was very fun, exciting, and the facilitators were very supportive and always there to support you. I believe I'm lucky to be part of this program and also happy to be completing successfully this December. Thank you all once again. I wish to encourage more working adults to join this program to actually add more value to their career progression. And thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. So these are the things that they have said, yeah, Dato, about the program, and most of them are so happy that they have went through. Not only Dato Malik and Datin Winnie, the senior learners, but also the young learners are picking up, and then many of them, despite the language barrier, yeah, if like Ezrin and Sharon's and all those things, they managed to pull through. And Carmen practically wrote her business plan about the the company and submit it as a final project paper, and she got it implemented. And the spec truck is doing very very well nowadays. Maybe Dato, some final words on continuous learning that you want to share, you want to say before we wrap up the session. Over to you, Dato.
Thank you, Dr. Faisal. Yeah, I think you rightly said it, and uh, although there are many of such good examples, but today you are only able to share a few of them. But it's rightful that when we talk about our masters in business administration, it's not just about English language. Yeah, it is about the skills that you want to learn, the business models that you are able to think, looking at new emerging markets, and looking at how to bring your organization to greatness, and all these things that are important in any business that you want to set up or you're running. Um, Language is not necessarily a barrier unless you really do not know A to Z, that is impossible. But you
Yeah.
rightfully put it out that uh, Malaysians, you do not need to really speak the Queen's language,
Yes. Yes.
and it is okay for you to be able to understand the lectures. And one of the things that we have done, and I keep saying that although we say that the program can be completed in 9 months for the fast learners, but for someone who thinks that because the language is a barrier, but I still want to continue this program because I can learn something, you can do it in 18 months.
Mhm.
In other words, you can come into the module and then you come back 6 months later and repeat that module because you do not know in the beginning what is happening because of the language barrier. Of course, the lecturer speaks English, and that's something that we do not do any bilingual at the moment.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment we don't, unless there is a special cohort of people who needs bilingually in English and Mandarin. Yeah, but you rightfully say that yes, correct. They are great, and they came up that way. And for example, Anita is one example. Yeah, when I hear what she say, and it's the first time I heard what she say, and I think you have recorded that and kept that as your secret. You know, you have not shared it to perhaps without their permission. You got their permission to do so.
Yeah.
But I think it's impressive to see the journey that we have brought them through, and that journey is important. Yeah, and to see what they are today, and hopefully the whole idea is as I said, not necessarily they must do a doctorate. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the whole idea is learning and development is alive, and that's what you and I want to impart, and the rest it is alive. Even if they go and do another NLP program or they do another skill program, just to get better. But as long as they continue the journey of learning, I think you and I have AIMSMET particularly have done their job.
Yeah.
All right, we have done our work there well. We are proud that they have been our alumni. We are proud that we have taught them how to learn. We have taught them how they are able to read literature review about certain information and command on it before they give their opinion. That's what we want.
Yes.
Yeah, many people today, and I'm sure you and I are particularly concerned about with this social media. You read a lot of people commenting about the flood,
Yeah.
the recent banjir, and
Yeah.
then about the pandemic, and many of them talk without much senses.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you do not do your research and talk without content, I think it's not good
Yeah.
at all. It's, you are not helping at all. You are only making the situation worse. Yeah, but I think our people who have gone through this kind of program would therefore think twice. Yeah, and we all said that, before we forward any messages, we want to think twice and said, all right, let's check it out,
Yeah.
whether that's true or not. And I think that's what we want. L&D means learning and development, means you applied everything. Yeah, not necessarily looking at the four flat CGPA or 3.98 CGPA. Of course, everybody wants to do well, wants to get an A. Of course,
Yeah.
motivation in life. All right, but if you don't get it this time, do you want to repeat and do it again? By all means. Yeah. So I think with that, I like to part this and say that uh, I mean, what we are doing now, actually, Dr. Faisal, at the midnight, coming to 1 a.m., we are learning from each other. The comments by everybody, it is lifelong learning development. All right. And I admire you for having that, I would use that resilience, yeah, to speak over 1 hour on every Saturday. Uh, and that's important. As I said, what I said just now, it is not about 16,000 people or 20,000 people following you. If we can change the life of 10 or 20 people, I think that's what lifelong development is about. Yeah. So with that, I like to congratulate you, Dr. Faisal, for this midnight coffee. And I like to also thank the rest of the people. Of course, I do not have access to how many people are following on, but I read the messages as we come in. But believe me, yeah, we have another 10 days to go, I believe, before we enter the year of 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there is much to do. Yeah, we cannot just sit down and particularly our IEMBA people. I think there's much to do that you have to do. All right.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Dr. Faisal.
Thank you, Dato, for the kind words. I'm humbled by those kind words. I think Anita, just look at the comment. Anita is saying that it's a blessing for us, for her to cross path with the AIMSMET. And yes, we will always be here. I hope we will cross path again when she wants to do her doctorate. Yeah. And Farah Faisal, also a regular, say thank you, Dato. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everyone. Looking forward to Midnight Coffee season 2 next year. Yeah, we will be having season 2 coming up. This is the season finale. So Dato, what we'll do is that I'll catch up with you later. Just enjoy your coffee in the lounge, and I'll get back to you shortly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, thank you for those who are still with us. It's time check now is almost 8 minutes past 1. Yeah, and as the key message that's being said earlier about learning and development, right up from the start of the conversation is that training. Why some training or most of the training is not successful is because it's not anchored to the needs of the organization. So if you pull it out, the executive MBA program that's been talked about by Dato Dr. Jills earlier, is that you will pull it out. That is the requirement for an individual person who wants to develop himself or herself. But within the organization, when you pull it out and plug it within the organizational system, it's the same, because organization comprises of people. So you have to make sure that the training plan or the learning and development is anchored to the whole organizational aspirations, vision, mission, and goals. And then it must also match with the individual aspiration, because only people who wants to develop themselves will go through all those programs diligently, religiously, and whatever not, because they want to be successful. Yeah. So we make sure that in learning and development have a comprehensive development program. And I said that you can DM me, you can post it in the comment below if you want to know more about AIMSMET, what sort of program that we develop. And that is the key message here, is that you have to have the will to do it. Yeah. And you need to take extraordinary actions to make the change. And I've said it earlier to Datuk that this program is trying to put a square peg into a round hole, but we made it. Yeah. We made it. So change always comes with a lot of fear and all those things. The more knowledge we have about all this change, the more comfortable we are and the more we can embrace this change. Yeah. With that, what I'll do is that next week we will be talking more details, about the AIMSMET programs, the executive MBA. I will run through the program, the a brief introduction about the program, and if you are keen, please leave your messages and all those things in the chat column, yeah, in the chat column. And what we'll do is that we make sure that AIMSMET will pick it up, because this is live stream direct to AIMSMET FB page, yeah, AIMSMET FB page. So it's live stream there. So once you leave your comment there, people from AIMSMET, we from AIMSMET will pick it up, and we will direct message you, and we will get to you the more details as to what this the executive MBA is all about. And next week I will be talking about the project management in specific, because that's my forte, and I will talk about the IMBA project management that is being put forward in I mean by AIMSMET, yeah. And before we part, I'll just take some of the messages that is coming in. And Alex is saying, Dr. Faisal, Datuk Jelsio, wishing you a greater year ahead and see you next year. Thank you so much. Yes, Alex, thank you for being with us, and hopefully I will also see you next year, and hopefully next year will be better. So for those viewers who are affected by the flood recently, please be strong, yeah, be strong, because a lot of people are affected by the recent flash flood, and a lot of loss, yeah, that has that's been experienced by many people. Please be strong, stay strong, and we always remember to follow the SOP, because our fight against COVID is still not over yet. Yeah, we still have so many variant. The new variant is coming in. So please follow the SOP. And with that, I wish you a blessed Christmas, a blessed Sunday, and I'll see you next week on Saturday. And next week we will be airing earlier. We will be starting at 11:45 instead of midnight. We'll be starting at 11:45 p.m. on Saturday, and we will do a crossover episode into season 2 for the season 2 for the new year. With that, my name is Faisal, signing out, and I wish you a blessed Sunday, and please take care of yourself and your family and our community. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot.